Maruming hangin naglalayag, ang dilim parang walang hanggan. Kapit ka kay aking minamahal, taos puso kami nagdarasal.
Sumisilip na ang umaga, di kasi ang dilim sa mata. Gumising sa bagong katotohanan, kalayaan ng kamalayan. Bangon
Para sa kinabukasan, ako'y bigat na nag-iisa. Bangon para sa kapayapaan, ako'y tayo'y nagmakaisa. Sumabay, sigaw, laban ng pagbibitaw, tumalon, sumayaw, pag-asa ay nagtatanda. Sindihan na ang puso na sa loob mo ang liwanag. Bangon para sa kabagahan, ako'y bigat na nag-iisa. Ayusin ang kalikasan, ako tayo nagmakaisa. Sumabay, sigaw, laban ng pagbibitaw, tumalon at sumayaw, pag-asa ay nagtatanda. Sindihan na ang puso na sa loob mo ang liwanag. Sumabay, sigaw, laban ng pagbibitaw, tumalon at sumayaw, pag-asa ay nagtatanda. Sindihan na ang puso na sa loob mo ang liwanag.
Para sa pagmamahal.
Para maglingkod sa ibang tao, sa pamilya ko, sa sarili ko.
Para kay Mother Earth.
Para sa passion ko.
Para ti pamilya, kaya di kita dumapay nga love ko ti life ko.
Para sa mga pasyente ko.
Para sa future. Ano ba?
Okay, hello. We're here again to pagpag session to react to to Ben and Amalia. And Sam, you were saying
Yes.
something in our chat. You were saying something that struck with you.
Yeah, because actually, like 2 years ago, this actually literally just happened to me. That so for the longest time, I've been focused on getting more money because I believe that fixing all of my problems,
Yes.
I have to have money. And then when this pandemic happened, I lost all my income, like literally all of my income, and I'm
Mhm.
still right now, striving. So it that's what they mentioned a while ago, that you don't really need that much of money to sustain your life. No, you
Yes.
just have to let go of some simple things, and it will, and the earth will provide for you, and it does. It does provide everything for me.
So what simple things were you able to let go of?
No, like no, I have a lot. Like I before, like, do drink Starbucks 2 times a day.
Yes.
Like right now, not so much.
Okay.
I said not so much, not at all. Okay, come
Yes,
on,
yes.
right? But it makes sense that it doesn't necessarily mean that money will fix everything for you. No,
Yes.
no, it won't.
For me, what resonated was when they said that about the solar rex is the connecting with the community.
Mhm.
Actually, what we're doing now is we're opening up. We are opening up our spirit, ourselves to the community. Of course, not our identities yet, because we still have that fear of judgment from from our families, from some of our friends. But we are opening up to the community. We are here in the Spirit International Conference to connect with other people and to show them that it is growing. The awareness is growing, and we're working with a team,
Yes,
meeting new people to connect and to learn from, and that's what's important for me. Well, that's what I learned. And of
exactly.
course, loving yourself as a young child, and that's very insightful to for people. There are a lot of people who we've talked to, actually, that feel that they are oppressed. They are oppressive, let's say, people or entities around them, and what they have to realize is that they have to learn to love themselves. And then love yourself as a young child. That is a good thing to say, and for them to eat. It's easier to digest, actually. Well, for me, that was one of the key points. I know. Hi, JP. JP is another person from our pagpag sessions, and he is here to do a substitution to some friends
Yes.
who had to step out
Oh,
for a while.
yeah.
Yes, go
A
Sam.
while
Sige.
ago, yeah, a while ago, direct. If I'm not mistaken, um, it's Benjamin who made mention this, but I just can't remember. But because they were talking about, communicating with the whole community.
Yes.
I mean, because right now, like what the Maharlika people like Ben and Amalia is doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
they're literally changing lives in their community. And
Yes.
not
Yes.
just that, I mean, with their plan, with Sierra Madre itself, it's like mind
Yes.
blown. Like how can you have to literally let go of everything so you can focus on helping everyone. And that's one thing that resonates to me, that it, like, imagine, Ben is not even a Filipino,
Yes.
right? He's not even a
Yes.
Filipino, and here he is helping out Philippines. I mean, what did we do to deserve someone like that? I haven't done anything, right?
Well, that's on you. But JP, have you? I'm not sure if you were able to catch the tail end of that, but what points did you think resonate? What resonated with you, if there were any?
I think the most important thing, just like what Sam said, it's really going back to the community, in giving back, finding a way to
Yes.
give back, especially if you have more than enough, or at least you have something to share. Because let's face it, we're not anymore in a world that, it's just you and the others. It's
Yes.
really a
Yes.
community that we live together, and we have to find ways to understand and coexist, and maybe not perfectly find total understanding, but tolerating other people, so that, less conflicts, less fights and stuff. So it's really like understanding and community for me.
Yes. So I hope we also hear from other people with the comments here. If they want, they can also share what they
Yes.
took from that message. I think we can have our we can introduce JP Rodrigo. He will be facilitating and
Joining us. Yeah.
joining us for the next segment.
Hi guys, good evening everyone, and
Good
nice
evening.
to meet
Hi.
you, Pagpag
Nice to meet
Hi.
you.
boys.
Yeah.
Is it really correct? Yeah.
Hello.
Nick,
Hello.
Sam,
Hi. Hi.
and Yui, JP, my tokayo. Hi. Evening.
Yes. Okay.
so,
Yes. So,
Yeah. Go
yes,
ahead,
sir,
JP.
JP.
yeah, I'll be introducing our next
Yes.
session for the evening, which is actually a panel discussion. Very timely as well because of the this is all about environmental issues and how is it really connected to spirituality.
Yes.
Maybe on the get-go these are like two different concepts, but just like our discussion yesterday during the LGBT uh, session, there is really a connection. Everything is interconnected, and likewise, with the environmental issues, it's our environmental issues are also connected as well. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our moderator this evening, very fabulous one. As the world continues to contend with the changes in the past years brought about by global warming, there is an urgent and resounding call to change our ways of life to align to Earth, or otherwise known as our Mother Gaia. While many people realize this need, more and more are heeding this call with practical initiatives and innovative solutions. So it is my honor to introduce to you our moderator for this evening, who is a Filipino climate reality leader of the Climate Reality Project, an organization founded by Nobel laureate and former US Vice President Al Gore. She's also known as Peachie Keen and Green, a social media persona of hers where she does her environmental and social justice activism, citizen science, conservatism, and sustainability consultancy work for different companies, organizations, and government agencies. So the other hat that she wears is a futurist one. She is also currently a Futures Learning Advisor of Center for Engaged Foresight, or CEF, and also a member of Association of Professional Futurists, APF, Phil Futures Thinking Society, and Futures Space. On the spirituality and lightworker side, she's a member of the Spirit Questers and a co-founder of Light Seers, which is an offshoot of SQ. So, friends, let me welcome you let us welcome Peachie Dioquino-Valera.
Hi, thank you, JP, for the
That's
introduction and kind words.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and hello to the Pagpag boys too.
Yeah.
I like the name. Okay, so good evening, everyone. And for those tuning in outside the Philippines, a good morning or a happy afternoon to you all. And Spirit Conference International 2021's Rise as One presents to you right now the session called Rebuilding Gaia Sustainable Innovations for the New Earth. As JP mentioned, I'll be your host and moderator for this panel. And here it's very exciting. We are not only presenting eco innovations, but also highlighting why caring for the earth requires and contributes to our spirituality. And I'm excited. I hope you guys will be excited too for our four panelists who will be gracing our event. And their green passion, coupled with innovativeness, is truly endearing and inspiring. Just a few simple house rules for others. In case you have questions, you can put it in the comment section, and some people or the staff from the back end will be taking note of those, and we could ask it later on in the Q&A portion. And yeah, without further ado, I'll introduce to you guys our first panelists. So our first panelist is the president of Daila Herbal Community Enterprises, manufacturing multi-awarded organic coconut oils and herbal products that are environmental friendly, health friendly, and community based, and of world quality since 1987. Imagine that. I was 2 years old that time. So her advocacies are health, environment, and community livelihood. And she believes that spirituality in action is the only way we can create a better earth. For more information, you can also check out dialaherbals.com. And we'd like to welcome to the screen Miss Maria Aleli Pansacola. So, hi, good
Hi
evening, Miss
there.
Aleli.
Good evening. Long
Okay.
wait, ano? Anyway, how do we do it? Do I give a talk about my advocacy first?
Yes, please. Would we open to hear more about Diala, and then later on we can go with a panel discussion.
Okay. Dyla started in 1987. Actually, Dyla at first was an outreach program. We were just teaching herbal medicine to the grassroots and organizing what we call butika sa barangay, which were all herbal plants. No, everywhere we went to teach the grassroots hilot and herbal, we'd organize a herbal garden. And we thought we were doing very well because, medicine is very expensive. And in the Philippines, there are very few doctors who are able to go to the barrios, no? So we are proud of what we were doing. But then somebody, one of our trainees, asked me na, how do we make money? He said kwarta, which is parang money. How do we make money from the herbs that you are asking us to plant? And so I realized that it's not only healing that they were interested in, but one of the biggest problem is poverty. And also because parang we were teaching values formation also because the way you lead your life affects your health. And so we tell them yung mga values na uh, parang pay your debt, do not no corruption and all that, no. But then when they are poor and they don't have money to feed, they have no food on the table and they have no money to pay for the tuition, it is very tempting uh, to not have values. So um, that's where I went into a livelihood program, and because we were dealing with herbs, um, what I found was the industry of essential oils. So first we thought, no, what is there in our country? We are a tropical country and everything grows here. And so we looked at what we have, what we are importing. I found out that our biggest importation was citronella oil, which is actually the oil of grass that grows everywhere. The oil of grass that grows everywhere. And then also we we have the best variety of ilang-ilang, which is the Saba variety. But then we don't have a farm that produces ilang-ilang. And what we do with the ilang-ilang trees is that we make them into bakya, and the post of our kubo. When 40 kilos of the flour can make 1 liter of oil that cost about 18,000. So parang wow. I found out that patchouli, which is used to for all perfumes to fix it as a fixative for perfume, that is very expensive also and is used by all the French perfumers. Actually, the planting material came from sorcery province in the Philippines. So there was something wrong. One more, for example, the aloe vera. It's known everywhere. It's a miracle herb. But then in the States or in the cold countries, they put them in greenhouses, and when it is cold, they put a heater, and when it is hot, they put cooler. But here in the Philippines, you cut it, you throw it, you throw it out in the ground, and if it rains, then it grows. Parang we are so lucky in that way, but then we do not realize it. And so that was the time that I went planting. We started with citronella. We got the oil. We passed the international standards. But then when we were trying to sell it, there was no buyer. So I said, how is this? What do we do? And I researched and I found out that the biggest user of citronella were actually the soap makers. So I said, okay, let's use it for what it is good for. So let's make soap. But then before I did it, I studied the soap industry, and what I found out was really uh, parang not good because I found out at the time there were only 60 million Filipinos. Now we have 110 million Filipinos or so. And the soaps that we are using are all detergents, mostly detergents. Everywhere in the world, it's mostly detergent chemicals. Whereas imported at that, detergent chemicals that comes from the mines, the mountains, owned by, of course, the rich people, no, and the people gets only minimum amount for their effort to bring it, to get it so that we can use it. And these detergents are bad for the environment and bad for the health. But then everybody uses it. Like for example, before we could drink water from our faucet, but now everything is in a bottle. The water is in a bottle. Before, we didn't have red tide, but now every 4 years, 5 years, we have red tide. Before, there were no fish kill. Now we have fish kill all the time. So that's the effect of detergents on the water system. Now, for health, now the detergent chemicals does not melt. No, it stays in the land for a long time, and it is also composed of hazardous chemicals that when they touch the skin, it stays there and it becomes itchy, and then of course you make it come and then the powder goes inside your bloodstream, and then you get sick. There are a lot of sickness that are associated to chemicals that go into your body. Okay, so I said also, because these are imported, detergent chemicals are imported, so it takes away a lot of our money from our country, no? But the thing is, the best soap, the best ingredients for soap I found out was coconut oil. And of course, essential oils. So I said, no, maybe we can make on. I didn't even say maybe. I said, I will make a soap that is 100% natural, and I will make it the best soap in the world. It will have no hardener, it will have no foam booster, it will have no optical brightener and all that. That's all necessary for soaps to make it harder, make it um, good smell, make it beautiful to look at. But actually, there is nothing there that adds to the necessities of the soap, because a soap is supposed to clean. That's it. But then there are a lot of things that people, the hidden advertisers are talking about it, and actually it's not necessary. So I said, I will make a simple soap, and it will be the best soap in the world. It will also be local materials. Well, I did it. I made soap that was Victoria. That was the first soap that I made. And the funny thing is that it has won international awards. But by the way, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a pharmacist, and Dila was started without technology, without an organization, and without money. But I felt that it is something that should be done. Anyway, we went on, um, and uh, we taught the farmers how to distill the essential oils. We started putting up farms in several places. Now, we don't own the farm ourselves because we want the farmers to make money too. So we gave the farms and we just taught them the essential oils, making essential oils. It was also at the time that I started teaching at the LRC, just for people to know that coconut oil based soap that are natural are here and they are also the best that can be used. So I thought for 3 years until after 3 years I realized that um, it's not going to. I had only from the 5,000 or more people that I have taught soap making too, there were only about two or three who made it big. So I said, there's something wrong with that. So um, I built a factory that makes it, and I have tried to make the price lower so that people can afford good soaps for lower price. Now there is COVID, and part of the during my research, part of what I found out is that coconut oil has monolaurin. And monolaurin is one super antibacteria and antivirus. And the action of monolaurin is really to destroy the protein cover of bacteria and viruses that are very hard to destroy. One of them, the Streptococcus aureus, which is um, a problem for hospitals because it's very hard to destroy. Monolaurin destroys it. It destroys the protein cover so that the bacteria is destroyed too. And then we tried it also with cocolizap during the time of the pandemic for coconut industry. And that one cocolizap is a pest, it's an insect, but it is also covered, protected by protein. But we were able to again succeed in destroying it. And now, when I was looking at it and studying COVID, I found out that COVID is also covered by protein. And so I said, if it destroys protein, why it can also be destroyed. And so we went into creating cleaning agents where we put the monolaurin. It's not only coconut based, but we added additional monolaurin, and we came up with a whole line that we call wash up. Because I said, I mean, being logical about it, COVID virus is powerless outside the body. You know, you can destroy it by disinfectant. You can destroy it with 14 days quarantine. You can destroy it with heat and how else? Disinfectant. But then when it goes inside the body, then it rots havoc in the body, and it can be fatal. It can cause fatality. But then if everyone will only start killing it outside the body, in every part of cleaning, we use the monolaurin. Then like for example, Krishnamurti said, if everybody cleans their front yard, the whole street will be clean. And if the whole street all the streets are clean, the town can be clean. I mean, I said, maybe
Okay,
we should.
okay, I'm very interested to learn more about your monolaurin, and I think it's going to be a very relevant topic for later in our panel discussion. And I thank
Yes,
you, Miss Aneli. I learned a lot. I like the Botica sa Bayan,
and,
and I will be asking more questions for you later on. Okay,
okay.
so for our second panelist for today, he's a bamboo warrior. Okay, I really like these titles. So, the Bamboo Warrior, Oscar Sarmiento Jr., or June for short, he was born and raised in the city of Metro Manila, but consciously migrated to the countryside along the way. So, he stepped away from the corporate life in 2020 and is now experimenting with a lifestyle more attuned to nature, which he wants to share and encourage others to explore as well. So, hello, June. Welcome to our session. Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting for Oscar or June, perhaps we could okay, if he's not in the room yet, maybe I could move on first to Maui Cruz or our third panelist. So next, her name is Maui Cruz. Like I mentioned, she's an upstylist. Okay, again with these amazing, cool titles, and she has been fascinated with arts and crafts since she was a kid. Okay, and been inspired by her father, who's good in carpentry and drawing. What seems to be a hobby then turned into something more serious when she ventured into Airbnb business in 2016, where she personally designed the interior layout of each unit from the themes and concept down to its actual implementation. So recently, she has joined many others in the advocacy to help make the environment green and eco friendly and cool. Hence, she resorted to making use of old, scrap, and unwanted items and repurposing them to classy, chic, and functional home decors. So you can check out more of her creations and courses in her Facebook page, Upstyle, Upcycling Waste with Style. So without further ado, welcome to the screen, Miss Maui Cruz.
Hi. Hi, Peachie.
Hello.
Alright, so I hope you can hear me clearly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So okay. So a little bit of introduction about what I do. So basically, this is just part of my hobby. Because in my profession, I really work in human resources. But basically, designing is really part of my blood already. So yeah, ever since I was a kid, because I was so amazed on how my father do some carpentry on his own. I didn't realize that way back it was really upcycling that he's doing. I thought it was just something that that he just do. But growing up, I got so fascinated with arts and crafts, and thanks to him. So yeah, how I started my passion, it's merely when I started my Airbnb business, when I got some units, and of course able to get some clients. But basically, one of the challenges that I encountered is of course the budget of the client, because sometimes it's very challenging for them to get or to produce an ample amount of money just to do the redesigning of their unit or of their home. So what I resorted to do is to simply just ask them what are the other items they have at home, and I repurpose some of these items and turn it into something new. Like there's this some there are items that I need to put in their unit, but I instead of buying something new, I just look for items that I can probably just repurpose and just put it or incorporate it in the design. How I started Upstyle, basically Upstyle, it's upcycling with style, because it's not just about recycling or just doing upcycling, but really finding purpose on what you want to do in that particular item. So it all started during pandemic, because I had nothing to do and I really want to help people to come up with something, because economically we were really hit bad. So I had to think of something how to really help people to find resources, financial resources, without having to buy something. That's the reason why I came up with doing some recycled or items that they can convert into something new that they can actually sell into the market. Classic example is actually the one that I am using one of my repurposed item here. It's a lamp made of plastic spoon. Basically, I started to launch Upstyle to teach people or to conduct workshop on how they can really upcycle or to produce marketable items that they can sell in the market, that is first easy to use, and second that is really beneficial to the environment because we don't have to buy new items or new materials just to produce this stuff, but basically just to these are the materials that you can simply just find at home, like for example the plastic spoon and fork, which we usually have because come pandemic we buy most of the or we have food deliveries, and we usually just keep this disposable spoon at home, and instead of throwing it, why not use it into something uh, something something more beneficial to the environment, not adding to the waste, um, to the waste. And also that's where I started the idea of really conducting this workshop, because it's not just about creating the environment that I really want to do, but it's about really having that or creating awareness to the people by changing their perspective, that instead of throwing something, it's having this mentality that they can just skip it and just put or create it into repurpose it into something that they really can use at home. So there, I started conducting my workshop this year, where I had my first hold on. So this is it, the app style. It's upcycling and transforming waste with style. So these are the items that I was able to create. Basically, this one, it is made of denim jeans, but I converted it into a carpet or a rug. And this stool is, or the ottoman is actually made of the car tires, and at the same time the one that I use for the fabric or the coverings of the stool is the used or the worn out clothes that I had at home. So yeah, so basically those are some of the items or some of the things that I am teaching in my upsell workshop rather.
Thank you so much, Miss Samawi. And I'm so, I'm bowled over. I'm looking at the lamp. I have seen it, but I haven't seen it lit yet. And it's really
Yeah,
beautiful. I just wanna commend you on that. And
thank you.
I know our viewers will be very excited to ask more. And like for me, example, oh my gosh, I really like to learn how to do that carpeting. So okay, more of that later. And thank
Thank
you, Miss
you. Thank you,
Maui,
Peachie.
for showing us what app style is all about.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So for our third panelist, and I know for those who haven't or just checked in right now, um, we mentioned a while ago that one of our panelists is a bamboo warrior. Okay, so he'll be our next panelist for today. His name is Oscar Sarmiento Jr., and he can call him June for short. He was born and raised in the city of Metro Manila, but consciously migrated to the countryside along the way. He stepped away from the corporate life in 2020, and he is now experimenting with a lifestyle more attuned to nature, which he wants to share to everyone. And part of it is also encouraging others to explore nature more. And okay, without further ado, hello, June. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry I got disconnected earlier. Can you hear me
Okay.
properly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Loud
Yes,
and clear.
I'm Oscar Sarmiento Jr. You can call me June for short. I was born and raised in Metro Manila where I spent half of my life. Back there, I had a pretty decent life with a good education and a fun and memorable childhood. Even then, I was already exposed to the simple countryside lifestyle as my mom is from a simple seaside town, Talibon, Bohol. Almost every year, we traveled there to celebrate the annual town fiesta. The exposures to the two different worlds is important to me as I feel that part of my mission in this life is to figure out a way to bridge the best of both worlds. The dream, sustainable communities, eco villages. I entered college studying computer science. Then, a major event, the passing away of my sister, forced me to reassess my life. I transferred to Mindanao and studied agribusiness management. During the course of my studies, I was seeing my life vision towards helping build sustainable agricultural communities. Many years hence, the way I word the vision has evolved. It doesn't have to be sorry. It doesn't have to be entirely agricultural. My wife and I put up an FB page earlier this year, Country Living PH. Here, we share posts about living in the countryside. We live on the farm in a bamboo house my wife built. You can see it behind me. We are surrounded by a mini forest. Birds sing in chorus every morning just outside our window. Our kids play barefoot outside, surrounded by nature. We created that page to share ideas with other countryside dwellers. More importantly, we want to encourage other city dwellers to consider an alternative lifestyle, especially because of this pandemic. The limitations of a city life have been put in the spotlight. People are looking for a better normal. Remote work has enabled some to consider leaving the city. Now, the dream is evolving towards creating communities where former city folk can live alongside rural folk, where together they can coexist harmoniously, sharing the best of both worlds. This includes bringing together technological enablers for work productivity, energy efficiency, food security, holistic environment, and a real sense of community. Midlife crisis. For so long, I was stuck in a rat race living the conventional lifestyle of being in a corporate job to support my family. I dragged myself in and out of the city to work every day to pay the bills. The highlight of my workday would be when I get home to the farm and play with the kids. Despite my solid academic credentials, my career was going nowhere. I tried transferring to different banks to kickstart a better career path. It didn't work. Then COVID happened. I was working from a bamboo hut. Uh, my, uh, then COVID happened. We were forced to work remotely. My work environment improved. I was working from a bamboo hut surrounded by trees a few steps away from the main house. I thought then, this was not that bad after all. But the change in management made the work so toxic to the point that the whole team was suffering from mental and emotional anxieties. There was a wave of resignations. I rode that wave. Resigned in September 2020. I felt that if I did not do that, I would lose my sanity. So at age 41, in the middle of a pandemic, I quit my job. Without an alternative job in sight, I was so lost and focused on finding myself. I read a ton of material about finding the way. I was meditating a lot in our mini forest. Around this period, my wife was learning about and working with bamboo. She built a few structures already in our farm. Everyone was appreciating the aesthetics and the ambience of living inside a bamboo cottage. She organized a few trainings to spread the gospel of bamboo and sustainability. I fell into the role of documenting the trainings. The initiative evolved into a formal organization named Bamboo Bootcamp, formed in 2021. Bamboo Bootcamp is a mobile training team dedicated to activating catalysts to spur the bamboo industry in their respective communities. bamboo was our medium for spreading awareness on sustainability. We were part of the executive committee. To date, the boot camp has conducted 5 full 9-day workshops in Davao, Bukidnon, and Siargao. Shorter courses were also conducted in Davao and Cebu. Boot camps are in the pipeline to cater to interested participants across the country, including Luzon, Palawan, and Iloilo. But this is a passion project and not a money making venture. I couldn't rely on this alone to support my 5 kids. During a bamboo bootcamp in February 2021, one of the participants introduced me to human design. Basically, it was a way of figuring out who you really are and focusing on living that out. Human design, or HD, teaches us that we are all unique and that uniqueness is embedded in our genetics. The way the world works right now is that it conditions us to be a certain way, which suppresses that uniqueness. HD provides a map on how to understand who you really are and finding the universe's path meant for you. When you follow that path, you are in flow with the universe. Because of HD, I made peace with who I really am. I figured out that I am a projector. This is one of 4 aura types, the others being generator, manifestor, and reflector. As a projector, I did not have my own energy source. I am not designed to be in a regular 9 to 5 job. A projector's magic is in the way they can see others. They have a penetrating aura that can understand the other and know what is best for them. As such, their ideal role are as orchestrators, guides, or teachers. That I burnt out from my corporate career was not surprising because I was not built for that kind of environment. HD also teaches strategy and authority. These two things, if followed, will lead you to your own unique true path. I experimented with mine. My strategy was to wait for the invitation, especially for the big things, including love, career, and where to live. My authority was splenic, meaning I should trust my intuition. The logical thing to do to survive and feed 5 kids in the middle of a global pandemic is to grab any job that presents itself, even if you don't like it. I did not do that. Well, I had a few projects where I got paid somehow, but these were few and far between. Despite the uncertainty, somehow we survived. The universe provided. It took almost a year for the invitation to come in. I was offered a role in our family business. It was a big role aligned with my interests and experience. I took it and everything is falling into place. Support poured in like magic. I'm meeting with people that I feel I need to ally with to help realize the dream. Basically, my job now is to utilize the family's idle properties in Mindanao and make it productive. In that area, I have an opportunity to start experimenting with an eco village model, and I am grabbing it. It is quite complicated because it is a conflict ridden area with a population mix of Christians and Muslims. But I believe that it is possible. Important components for that model development include sustainably built homes, a communal workspace, communal gardens, renewable energy, and proper waste management. Bamboo will be a key component for this project. If we can prove that we can build it there, then we can build such anywhere. The next steps. I'm still at the early stages of this huge endeavor, but I trust the universe will nudge me in the right direction. I'm talking with various NGOs and government personalities. I already pitched to them the dream to build a community with bamboo, and they are interested to support. I am now working on building capacity so that I can start building structures that we can show to the general public what is possible with bamboo. I am excited. I feel that this is my role to help figure out and show to others an alternative lifestyle and community modality that is more attuned to Gaia. I don't have all the answers yet, but I trust that the universe will guide me along that path and bring me closer to allies who are headed in the same direction. Together, we can rebuild Gaia. And as a side note, one of my daughters is named Gaia. So, hello everyone. That's all for me.
Okay. Thank you so much, Oscar, and hello to your kids and especially Gaia. I love your story. It's so beautiful, how you transitioned from the city into the country, and later on would love to hear more about that experience, especially if there are viewers out there who are also feeling that burnt out feeling that you had and probably experiencing some midlife crisis. You could share more of some advices or what you've experienced. And again, thank you, Oscar. Okay. And last but not the least, our fourth panelist for today. She is the chief soil mate. I love it. Soulmate to soilmate of Green Space Pilipinas and a fellow climate reality leader. Her name is Rina Papio. Greenspace Pilipinas is a food waste composting company using Bokashi brand technology. So it helps divert food waste away from landfills and into urban spaces where healthy soil is produced and local food production is supported. So Rena completed a soil advocate course with the international group Kiss the Ground. Passionate in seeking fellow soil mates and advocating the change from landfillers to land healers, a warm and green hello to Miss Rina Papio.
Hello, hi Peach. Thank you very much for that
Hi.
introduction. I have a slide, so can I share my screen now? Okay,
Sure.
come on. Okay, there. Again, thank you, Peach, and good evening to everyone. Tune into Rise as One. Rina here from Green Space. I'm happy to be with you tonight to share with you what we do in Green Space. And we are grateful for this opportunity because we really want for more people and more businesses, more communities to include food waste and composting in their daily conversation. So thank you for including us in your 2-day program. I'm also truly hoping that we will all have a good understanding of what it means to be a soulmate. Ano nga ba yung soulmate? Maswerte ka daw pag nahanap mo na ang soulmate mo, no? The one you will share the rest of your life with. Ganun din naman ang soulmate, but it's not just between two people, but it's us and our relationship with each other and our relationship with nature, built in a strong foundation called healthy soil. Healthy soil, which is essential when we talk about food security, farming, urban gardening, and even climate change. So, being a soil mate means allowing ourselves to be entangled in the interconnectedness of things such as our health, physical, mental, emotional health, and the planet's health. So there's clean air, clean water, nutritious food, nurturing communities, and again, healthy soil. So maybe you're not aware, but on a daily basis, there's a way for each one of us to participate in building healthy soil. And it's by simply changing the way we look at food waste. I want to share with you this photo that I saw online, and I find this very powerful and inspiring. What it means to me is that health of our planet is in our hands. So the things we do every day can either make the planet sick or make the planet healthy. If we waste so much and just mindlessly send them to landfills, we contribute in the destruction of the planet. But if we start being mindful and try to incorporate sustainability in our everyday lives, then we start changing the way we treat our daily trash. We help in making the planet healthy. So that's point number one in being a soil mate. You must be someone who's willing to make some changes in your everyday life for the health of the planet. But let's talk about our daily food waste. Don't we all love to eat? And fact is, every time we eat, there's unavoidable waste, both food, packaging waste, and imagine all the time and effort spent in producing the food, bringing the food from the source to our homes, then the time and effort spent preparing food in the kitchen. Once food reaches the table, it's gone in just a few minutes. Nakaka-relate ba kayo doon? Then what's left behind? Scraps from all the preparation, leftovers, which we throw away. There must be a better way to food waste. Let this empty plate be a reminder that for every good, clean, fair food that comes to our plate, anything left for disposal should be returned back to earth because the earth also needs to be fed. And that now becomes a relationship with food waste and the environment. That is our goal now in Green Space. We want to be able to help as many people, as many businesses from making this one important and urgent change from landfillers to land healers. So that's another point to being a soilmate is you have this desire to be a land healer instead of a land filler. That's our vision for Green Space, for composting to become an integral part of our daily lives in the same manner that we need to eat, drink, sleep. Ngayon, pag-usapang food waste, it has to go for composting. Everyone, every home, every business should stop sending food waste to the landfill and start composting. There are, of course, different ways to compost, and what matters is finding the one that suits you, your household, your lifestyle, your day to day operations. And in Green Space, the solution that we offer is a switch from garbage bags to buckets so we can use the food waste to feed the soil and regenerate the planet. Okay, after today, let's always be bothered and feel uneasy whenever we see food waste ending in garbage bags mixed with other waste. It's time to learn about a simple method called bokashi composting. Bokashi is a Japanese term. It means fermented organic matter. With bokashi composting, all food waste can be added. So there's no need to sort through your food waste. There's no need to leave anything behind. But you will need to learn a new skill, and that is the art of layering food waste and bokashi bran in your composting buckets. My art paano, but it's too simple. Anybody can do it. You keep layering your food waste with bokashi bran inside your bucket every day until it's full. Which brings us to another soilmate point. No, you're someone who can master this art of layering food waste and bran. Once your bucket is full, you leave it tightly covered for 2 weeks. What happens inside the bucket is fermentation. So instead of the food waste rotting, it gets fermented, and it's because of the bokashi bran, which is reason why you don't worry about food waste becoming smelly, even if it takes you a month to fill up your bucket with food waste. As long as you're properly layering it with bran, then you'll be fine. Of course, after this fermentation process, we let nature do its job. We just mix all the fermented food waste with soil. So depending on the space that you have, you can easily finish the decomposition process in your garden or in a soil factory. It will be the soil microbes that will finish the decomposition. Once again, the art of layering comes into play. So you now layer your fermented food waste with your yard trimmings, dried leaves, and most importantly with soil. One thing you would love about bokashi composting is that it will speed up your composting because with fermentation, the composting process is already half done. Now you will have unlimited compost to use in your garden. You get to close the loop on food waste and growing food that you use in your kitchen. While it would really be great for those who have space to compost, we recognize the different challenges in composting, which is why, especially here in this urban jungle, which is why we provide composting services to those who need it and be able to make composting available to everyone. Book a Bucket is a subscription based composting service. By subscribing, you just need to collect your food waste in the buckets that we provide. When your bucket is full, we will get them, compost them for you, we'll leave you an empty bucket, replenish your brand, so you can just keep on collecting food waste. So in short, you collect and we compost. And with the growth of our Soilmate Collective, what it means is More and more food waste will be diverted from landfills. We collectively improve on our avoiding greenhouse gases going to the atmosphere, especially methane that's being produced in landfills. And there will be more healthy soil that will be available to grow gardens, help farmers. It can open livelihood opportunities, provide decent and more dignified green jobs. It's definitely a win in all aspects. 1 year after introducing Book a Bucket, we are now servicing over 130 household and business subscribers. We've already fulfilled over 1,000 bucket exchanges. So being a soilmate also means you want to contribute in growing these numbers, convert your household into a composting household, and keep more food waste away from landfills. And proudly, we're partnered with WWF, who helped us have an app. We now have an app, so more can easily subscribe to the service. And booking a bucket exchange is just through clicking buttons in your phone, and you can track how much food waste you've diverted, can enjoy and share rewards, and many more. I want to share with you a quick video about the Soilmate app. I'll play it now. Amazing app, right? Through this app, we hope to find more soil mates who believe that food waste are too valuable to be sent to landfills. But where will all the food waste go? It could go to Luntiang Bakuran in Plaridel, Bulacan. It's a composting site in partnership with the Rotary Club of Plaridel and Green Ants, or to Food Today, Food Tomorrow's assisted community in Bagong Silangan, Quezon City, or to a partner farm in Laguna called Caliraya Farm, who picks up buckets and drums of food waste from us to make compost at the farm. Ultimately, what we really want is for all our food waste to become compost. That will mean less pollution, more nutrition. And in knowing this, I hope to have touched your heart and uplifted your spirit enough to get you hooked into a composting lifestyle. This time, every bucket that you fill up is a story of healing for yourself, for your home, for the planet, and you will always be rewarded. Enjoy or share rewards using the app. You earn compost credits in every bucket exchange, and the compost credits you can use to redeem compost or gulay bags, or you can share it, which means you can choose a beneficiary to receive the reward in your behalf. So you get to clean your home, no more food waste that causes mess in the kitchen, but you don't let it end in a landfill, and you actually help make compost, grow food, and all the benefits of composting. Make the decision to get started. You can always make your own bokashi composting bucket, or you can purchase from us. What comes crucial for bokashi composting is the brand. It's now easy to find bokashi brand online, but no need to look far. We make high quality bokashi brands, so go check out greenspace.ph or sign up for a composting service. So wala na dapat excuse. You feel you can't do it for whatever reason, it's okay. Let us do it for you. Sign up. Head on to www.soilmate.app. Subscribe to the Book a Bucket service and start composting your food waste. Whichever option you choose, consider composting your investment to the future, to the planet. So, can you be our soil mate? I'm sure you can. And please remember that whenever we send our food waste to the landfill, we are throwing away a valuable resource that can help build soil. So it's really time to make a change, time to rise as one, time to literally give back to Earth from landfillers Let us all become land healers, be our soil mate, and let's heal this planet. Back to you, Peach.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, Miss Rina. And I'm really happy and glad I'm also your soil mate. So thank you. And I think it's very important for the viewers to also learn that, just because it's food doesn't mean it's not a waste. So sometimes the mentality would be, pagkain naman yan mabubulok, it's going to rot outdoors. They throw it, either they throw it in their, inside a plastic. It ends up in the landfill and it gets mixed up, so more GHG emission. And when it's not really composted properly, actually it adds up more to also our air pollution or our emissions. So thank you for that. And our viewers, if you want to know more, okay, visit greenspace.ph, and they have sites as well, their social media accounts, Greenspace Pilipinas. And I think I would like to welcome all the panelists uh, on back. And just for the okay, I see Maui, Oscar, hello, Rina, and Miss Aleli. I know we don't have much time, and we would love to chat more, but for the interest of time and for the ones coming after us, okay, I would just like to have one question for everyone. Like, in getting to the spirit of our event, how did your environmental advocacy and passion affect your spirituality? Like, I'm hearing beautiful stories. Really, they're weaved beautifully, and I see your passion and commitment to the environment. And I was wondering, when it comes to your spiritual life, how was it for you? Getting attuned to nature and all that. So, perhaps I'd like to start with Miss Aleli, if it's okay. Okay. Oh, sorry, Miss Aleli. I think you're on mute.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
There you
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yep, loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay. Um, when I sell my soap because it's natural, environment friendly, and all that, no, I talk about it. And talking about it is like preaching. How do you say that? It's a soft kind of preaching. You're selling and you are giving them values without pushing them really. Parang uh, to me, how do I say it? We talk about what we're doing and we are opening people's mind. We're talking about what they should be doing, and it is also opening people's mind. And I'd like to say that when we started, that was in 1987. Actually, everybody was buying products because it is imported, because it is used by um, actors and actresses, superstars, and that it has good design, and all of this that really doesn't matter. But we were among the first who started the values that we're teaching now. You buy it because it is good for the environment, you buy it because it's good for your health, because it keeps the money of our country here and not bringing it outside. So for me, that is one form of spirituality that we have been giving the people. We are sharing with the people, and I'm glad to know that now there are more like us. When we started before, there were only very few. We weren't being heard. It was so hard to sell at that time, but now I think it is so much easier.
Hmm.
So I feel that we have contributed a lot.
Oh, yes, definitely. I feel like during that time, the 80s, I know too, like my
Yeah,
parents, about uso po yung ano, oh yes, imported yan, and they put much
important.
value, yeah, in those things. And thank you
It's used
for
by
also,
Sharon Cuneta
yeah.
and Nina Santos.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
thank you for doing your part po, Miss Aleli, really laying down that path, that go local power. And it's a good thing we're seeing much more of that. Like more Filipinos, especially the millennials, are really into promoting our resources and our ingenuity. So yes, thank you for setting an example by doing and marketing and selling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
then, okay. And I'll head on to Miss Maui. How about for you? How was your experience with upcycling and then the spiritual side of it?
Yes, hi. Well, for me, it's really about when I started with my awakening process that I really cared much about the nature, about the environment, because it has really, it's like it's my comfort zone. I mean, being with the nature. But I also started being aware on how am I gonna take care of the environment. But for me, what am I really good at? I mean, how am I going to create awareness to people, to something that I am also passionate about? Because I believe that when you are passionate in doing something, it will reflect, or it will expand to those people around you. And since I am really into arts and crafts, and I want to put, it's like hitting two birds in one shot, right? I really want to create this awareness of taking care with Mother Gaia, and at the same time, how can I also create awareness to people, to not, it's not just about my individual purpose, but how can I create this awareness? It's through designing. I mean, it's like recycling. It's not just recycling it, because well, when you do recycling, it's just reusing over and over again that particular product. But how can you be inspired with that particular scrap that you have at home by converting it into something new, something more meaningful that you can really use, and it will really serve its purpose. So it's not just about transforming that particular product or particular material, but it's also a transformation for the person who's doing it. Because for me, when you create something, you are exerting all your energies, your passion into that particular item, and then you will realize eventually that, oh, I can make this one. I haven't realized that I can really create something out of scrap, and it will lift your spirit. It will make you more inspired. It will make you more passionate to do something, because that's how I started. When I started creating, doing, or transforming things or upcycling things, that's when I got that awareness that I should not be wasting materials, or I should not be putting these scrap materials into waste, and instead just convert it into something new. I am not only helping the environment, but also I am also expressing my passion. Yes. So there.
Wow. Very beautiful. I love the expanding awareness, and it throws away the throwaway culture. So that's a very beautiful message, I think, too, with what you're doing and the upcycling, and you're expressing your creativity. I think that's a good part too of your spirituality. So thank you, Maui, for sharing that. Okay. So moving on to our bamboo warrior, June. How about for you? How was it for you?
For me, well, I was able to contrast kasi making a living versus living a life. Bale, surrounding myself with nature made me more attuned to the subtler rhythms of life. So while I was working, when I was stressed, I would go outside, breathe the fresh air. I would touch the trees, ground myself, walk barefoot, and that really helped. And doing such made me more attuned. So yun nga, na because of that, I was able to discover what is really for me. And by doing so, I was able to shift away from a path that was conditioned to me towards a path that is more aligned with my true nature.
Mhm. Okay, I love that.
And
Making a living
yeah,
versus living a life. Yeah, and
yeah.
I think I don't know for the rest of you guys, but us, city people, city folks, we also envy, the life that you guys live. And when I see it in your country living PH Facebook, it's really beautiful, and it's scientifically proven that nature really heals us. Just being outside, what you mentioned, grounding, and I know it whispers secrets to us, secrets of the universe. So thank you, June. And last but not the least, again, soil mate Rena.
Yep, there. Thank you. Hi. So you know what? It's common to hear from our soil mates that they know they need to compost or composting would really help, but they worry about how. Kasi di ba, naku, mabaho, food waste, or mabubulok, pests. So they worry about things like this. But when they start giving feedback and say things like, they're happy that they now have a way to compost, or when we all want to do something for the planet, and then knowing now that being mindful of their food waste is something that they can do, makes them feel good. It makes all this meaningful. We started in 2013. It has been so challenging. There were many reasons to stop and give up, you know talk to people about waste, and it's like, why would I spend for my basura? So it's like, uh all the challenges can easily just, okay, tama na. But I've always believed that I just need to look for people who are looking for this. And when I started finding and meeting them, like meeting you, Peachy, diba? It's like the universe telling me, this is why you're here, this is why you're doing this. So I know that there's something guiding me, helping me, that this will all make sense, and that makes me believe more and truly carry on. So I believe there really is this spiritual being helping us. If we're caring enough for the planet, then the planet is really making us feel that we are being cared for. So and to hear the stories of everyone enjoying this, because it's something that they can easily incorporate in their daily lives. So it's like connecting to, diba? Soil mates talaga. Soil mate and soul mate. We're connected to more people looking at the same direction.
Mhm, mhm. 100%. I love it. And, Rena, thank you for not giving up. We need more people planting those seeds. And yeah, whatever we do to the land, di ba? Sabi nga ng mga First Nation or indigenous peoples, we do unto ourselves. And I know, and thank you so much to our panelists for sharing your stories, very beautiful and green stories. Mama Guy is very happy, and I hope for the viewers out there, you could check out their sites. And if you want to know more, it's not we're not asking for some grand presentation how you can go green, but little things along the way really, it really ripples, and when it ripples, it helps. So thank you so much, Maui, Aleli, Rina, and Oscar, for joining us and showing the people how our spirit is nourished when we also nourish our earth. So back to you, JP. Thank you.
Hello, guys. That was a very insightful, discussion of environmentalism and spirituality tonight. I have a lot of takeaway from those discussions. Particularly, I was, saddened by the fact stated by Aleli about how underutilized our natural resources here, which could have been which could have been a very great opportunity for us economically, especially with the ilang ilang plants, which ironically is even named or after our language, and ilang ilang is ilang oil is something that is used and it's gaining popularity abroad. But sadly, we didn't really see the whole potential of it. And another takeaway is that there is you don't really need to do so much for the environment. Just shift the way or the perspective of how we um take care of the environment through our little ways, like um reusing food waste for fertilizers, and upstyling those things that we can actually use and repurpose them into something that is more um, not just usable but quite unique. So those were just a few of my takeaways from those discussion. um, and we will actually go on to our next yeah because of the insights that I got from the discussion, I think I feel motivated to put some things into action. And one of which personally is to my contribution to the earth is starting small in my own personal way every day, so that I can be able to contribute more to the environment. So guys, after hearing the inputs from our panelists, what is your contribution to your earth? So my contribution to the earth is, and then continue with that statement and post your answers below, and the most innovative answer wins. This is quite exciting: 3 days and 2 nights accommodation, good for two, from AA Travel Pad Bread and Breakfast in Ilocos Norte. So as we know, Ilocos is quite a beautiful province. So post your answers together with, take note of this, hashtag rebuild Gaia and hashtag Bangon now, and we will announce the winner after the next session. So let's see you on the other side.